Hi everyone. Today we're going to talk about Unit 5, Nonverbal Communication. Human communication can be roughly divided into two major types, verbal communication and nonverbal communication. Generally speaking, with the former, it is easier for people to communicate ideas and concepts, while the latter is more for people to communicate emotions. But nonverbal communication is not just about expressing emotions. It can be communication about the environment and people, the use of time, and many more things. Therefore, understanding nonverbal communication is important in cross-cultural communication. In this unit, we will briefly introduce different categories of nonverbal communication. According to different scholars, nonverbal communication can be roughly divided into the following four different categories: chronemics, proxemics, kinesics, and environment. Please note that you may find different categories with different names by different scholars, but basically, they all talk about similar things. Chronemics is the study of the meaning, usage, and communication of time. For example, everyone in the world has 24 hours, but in some languages, time flies. In other languages, time walks. So people would either use their time more casually or very carefully. Mealtime varies from culture to culture as well. For example, dinner is usually served around 6 to 7 p.m. in this culture, while in some cultures, dinner will not be served until 8 or even 9 p.m. In terms of schedule arrangements, some cultures are monochronic ones, others are polychronic ones. In the former, people would arrange time in a linear order, which means one thing can only be arranged in one time slot. However, in polychronic cultures, many things can happen at the same time or in an recursive way. The second one is proxemics. This is the communication of interpersonal space and distance. Think about what interpersonal distance you would keep in order to show respect, friendliness, or intimacy. And what would happen if your intimate distance is another culture's friendly distance? Are you okay to stay intimately close with another person in order to show friendliness? Another thing to think about is how much personal space you need in order to feel comfortable. What would you do when someone suddenly invades your personal space by getting too close to you? The third one is kinesics. This involves body language, facial expressions, gestures, eye contact, and many more things. Remember Hofstede's uncertainty avoidance dimension? In a culture that avoids uncertainty in life, everyone usually knows what to do and which role he or she plays. Therefore, verbal communication is often not necessary. When they see a gesture, a simple glance, or a way of waving a hand, people would know what it means as well as how to respond verbally or non-verbally. For example, in a Japanese company, the most junior female employee usually would make tea for everyone in a meeting room without anyone verbally telling her to do so. However, in a culture where the uncertainty level is high, more interpersonal communication will have to be done verbally. What we need to be very careful about is that the same gesture can mean very different things in different cultures. For example, in many cultures, the thumbs up gesture means good, job well done, or agreement. However, in other cultures, the same gesture is an obscene one, representing the male sexual organ. The last one is environment. This includes the use of color, furniture arrangement, road signs, and many more things. For example, in hospitals, the color red or bright orange is rarely seen, for they are too exciting for a place where calmness is preferred. On the other hand, many fast food stores choose to use bright colored furniture in order to encourage customers to order more and eat faster. Or think about the proper color for attending weddings and what the royal color is cross-culturally. A good question to ask here is, do people around the world all interpret colors the same way? Believe it or not, roughly 70% of our daily communication is done non-verbally. Think about the answers to questions like how people in different cultures use their time every day, how they use their hands and bodies, what colors means to them, or how a home is typically arranged. Then you will know how much is communicated non-verbally every day and how easily cross-cultural communication can break down non-verbally.